Drop on.
Hey, but you wanna mdzimi yako yoti mota yawapiwa mahare yangosinotarisira wotutwa. Nah, you gotta have a conversation
in the
with
midst
someone.
of Nangrigini,
Bro,
you gotta have to look at Tugi and be like, yo, my nigga, you just letting this run.
what are you doing up there? Urukokosora. Ingoli, oh.
Help me. Okay, cool.
Bro, because again, another thing is
Murumoy black and forth we pass.
and sometimes I feel like
Murumoy black and forth we pass dog.
So I say that to say with akusisina beam. Chirongwa chebeam akusisina. Akusisina.
Supplementary school
please ask. I was like, but so 26 October going to Dublin. Fire.
I've never been to Dublin.
100%. We'll figure it out.
Do you reckon Wicknell's gonna slap her with another one?
I'm actually very curious to see how that
I think he might, to prove a point.
That's never, bro.
That is
Mbafadza tinoziva ndezvekutsemura masafe, dead of the night. People suspect pakashandiswa mushonga. Yes,
that's why it is now moved.
And things like kwete zvekunanzi maskati machena.
Let me make an argument. Semunu aimbofaro zvemamfurumfuru. As a mfurist. A former mfurist. Right.
It's kind of like all these people that are saying no inini kubapata didi ndaizobva kuma 12 zvinhu zvaitanga kuma 3
come on it's don't craft ndara kunaona kushanda kubasa
kana uchiya kucheko ndekuvi
aiwa manual labor
aiwa iyi ndo manual labor yangu
okay fine
yo Imi, hunga na itimbo sasa Pano panika nyaya karikupisa We just wanna talk about it machitika Welcome, oh you know what time it is Send it to your friends so they also be a part of this You cannot describe what you feel, huh? We're taking Zimbabwe to the world, huh? Yeah, this is Black and Forth Welcome, this is Black and Forth
Welcome back.
Boys are back in town, son.
Mr.
Kanditsu. International Kandizi, really living up to your name.
I want to be honest, man. Mkristo akuneta.
I don't blame you.
Mkristo abaduze. I know Mkristo akuneta, but Mkristo is this close.
Nzo and the nyanga getting heavy.
And you're like, really and truly, no one asked me to do this.
Nah.
But
come on.
You know
come
what?
on. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Very grateful, man. Welcome back.
Yeah, you. Welcome back to you.
Obviously, we are. Actually, it's not welcome back. It's actually not welcome back. We did record an episode.
We did.
But because we are very pedantic about certain quality control issues. We recorded an episode, and that afternoon, there was a spate of breaking news.
A slew of them.
We got on the phone and said, one.
Because we could have released that, but then that would have killed the anticipation.
Everyone would have been saying,
cool. How are you just gonna ignore all these bangers?
It actually would have looked like we recorded because no one would have believed it could be recorded just before,
which is so happened.
Like we recorded an episode, and that afternoon, Selmor drops a DissTrack.
Yo, I was like, that is the terminology I was about to use.
What is this? What are you like? I was
okay, but. Can I think it's worth mentioning.
No, but you don't get into it yet.
No, I'm not even getting into it. I'm just before we get into it because it's a hectic one. It's a jam-packed one. But before we get into it, I just want to highlight the fact that Murumoy black and forth we pass.
And sometimes I feel like
Murumoy black and forth we pass, dog. Because really and truly, it's making me realize that we actually have to be responsible
with what we say.
With what we say on here. Because
it's almost like
let's look at it chronologically. From early Bell's episodes, right? On a chronological thing, we said we spoke about Babana Mai Charamba, right? We spoke about Babana Mai Charamba, and in the same week, that copyright boom came up. They were in the news. Boom. Shortly after that, what did we speak about?
There's been a spat of.
I think we spoke about
Wicknell.
So Wicknell, wonderful insight on the sick. Wicknell, next thing comes out, post praising Zanu Chakuti. Next was dare I say an Olinda Gwan. It's been the podcast of everything.
Prophecy,
We were a little scared about World War III. Look at what's happening. Look at and Daisy.
Yeah. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
It's crazy.
Your favorite boys at Bridge. Obviously, you can tell that something is different. We are actually, honestly, there's actually no way to hide this, but we're not recording at home.
Evidently.
We're not recording at home. We're recording at the airport. This is a Tuesday, the 15th.
Tuesday, the 15th. It's the 15th of October. Correct.
Yes, we're recording this podcast because Panama movements are Ruitika, which at this point cannot be spoken about explicitly.
Of course.
But Panama movements Ruitika, which I was coming from Germany, can't even go home. So in between that flight and this flight, had to sneak in because that's how much we love you guys.
Man's at the level where he's taking connecting flights in the UK. Man's coming back to the UK to catch connecting flights, not in Dubai, not in Amsterdam.
But we have a lot to go through, man. We have a lot to go through. First thing, obviously, we had already gotten into it. Mr. Chirisa speaking. People are speaking about how do you keep throwing these
guys
to my morsels, to my.
I've thought about this actually. I read these comments. First and foremost, I'm a proponent of of public speaking, of public speaking, and all of these things. This is my background, so you know. But I will also say I think I'm catching unnecessary flack because if there's anyone I'm not to my moso to Chirungo, it's your ass.
No.
Oh my God, brother.
No.
I've never used the word rigmarole. Nah, I think with you it's more phrases and your phraseology is the one. I say this to say, bear in mind.
Nevertheless,
he's got to run again. But the truth is, this is what I like about this podcast is, in a sense, like we spoke about this before. I've seen people making commentary about when the discussion of podcast comes up, and there seems to be a recurring theme, which is, this one you need 5 levels type stuff, and it's not intentional, guys. It's not. I think we're just orators by.
To be honest,
by
the reason why this is the first episode where people can see our shoes,
right? No socks.
You know what? I don't want to enjoy this too much.
No, I gotta give a disclaimer because don't get used to this.
Don't get used to it. We'll go back to
I beg you don't.
No, but the other thing also, I kind of caught feelings a little bit because there was an element of surprise which I didn't like. I'm like, why are you surprised that Vakumana Varushina Chiru? And here's the thing as well. Just as much English, just as much Shona. Maybe just slightly less Ndebele. Because siyakhuluma.
Ngalifuna
sasifikile esport siyakhuluma wena abantina wapast.
You know what? One day,
Ntwana.
kumele senze episode ngesindebele.
Kupela.
Isindebele kuphela. Yeah, because abantu lawa awazi ukuthi hey, hang tight.
Multilingual. Pois riba bridge.
Trilingual.
Ugati French. Oui.
Hey. Banaka je ne sais quoi.
Croissant.
We're gonna have to employ your sister for that one,
bro. But so that was the first thing that we had to go through.
Yeah.
Chirungu.
Yeah, no, because people don't understand that I've always said that I've got a very interesting kind of background profile. People mistake me from Salad. Please make no mistake. Ghetto youth. Mzere is so hard. Like, yeah, I once explained before. Now I'm for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. For a little
to my exchange students,
yeah, my exchange students. You know, I had a spell in my life where things were privileged, but equally I had a spell where things were very bauga.
What's up to get bauga?
I don't know.
But yeah, most of the feedback people were speaking about, 007, dropping 007.
Yeah, 007 hurt people. It hurt people.
I'm not gonna lie. I get it. I didn't prepare you guys emotionally, but
people are loving Pressure,
bro.
Pressure's been cooking, man.
They're loving it. Big shout out also to, there's one person who got us a coffee. Big shout out to Terrence. But there's also people that have been in the comments consistently supporting the podcast, sharing nice words. Just wanted to give, a few shout outs. Mafi TNK. Shout out to Andrew Pagat. I think I met Mafi TNK in Cologne this past weekend.
Nice.
Shout out to Maitsano Majita Mandizo. Shout out to Delroy Munashe. Shout out to Just Zoe. I think she's the one who had the English comment. But I also want to find out, guys, where is Laura? I haven't seen Laura in the comments.
Laura, is Laura okay? Can someone check up on our girl, Laura? Please.
Our girl. I don't
know. Laura H, come through.
Okay, I think maybe she started a new job.
Maybe it's uni. She did say she started a new job. But maybe the new job got hectic.
Yeah.
I hope you're coping in your new job, Laura. Yeah.
In that same
hey, sorry, I completely forgot my foreshadowings. Black and forth Didn't I speak about well wishers? Didn't I speak about well wish? Didn't I speak about what have I been saying about well wishers?
What a time. I actually need to speak about. So in the time that we haven't in between these episodes, I've been to Poland, right? Have we done an episode after Poland?
No, we did, but the one that
we scrapped it.
We scrapped.
So
the one you didn't bring my Gazovania. Yeah, I was very hurt.
Big shout out to everybody who came out to Poland, man. Beautiful energy. Very, very dope show. First time we premiered Pressure. And then Cologne. I have mixed feelings about Cologne.
Yeah, was that the first show you've done in Cologne? No?
Yeah, first show. We did 2 shows in Cologne, actually.
All right.
So we did one show on Saturday, another show on Sunday.
Okay.
The first show on Saturday was a ticketed show.
Fine.
Right? And because I figured I was getting all these requests from people who were students in Cologne, like, blaz. They were individual requests.
Okay.
But the frequency and the amount of nigrini,
it made me feel like,
you know what, I'm going to be in Cologne anyway. Let me do an extra show on Sunday for free.
Oh,
same venue, same for free, right? So we announced and we released those tickets. There was no one who sponsored. I just figured, you know what, there's been a lot of dope energy, people supporting me. Let me just do this.
Pick up yourself. You know what? Hey.
It takes a twist. Takes a very dark twist, the story. Takes a very dark twist. So, get to Cologne on Friday. Do the show on Saturday. This might be recency bias, but I felt so good on stage, bro. Like everything was clicking. Everyone was like people. It was cold and like people came dressed out. It was date night with couples, single ladies. Everyone was, and it was very intimate. It was a very small 100-seater venue. Oh, nice. So it was very intimate. Like when people laugh, it's loud. It's like right She Talks is playing the music. My brother Louis did the opening mic. It was class, right? We did that show. Beautiful. Everybody went home. Saturday show, when we released all the tickets were claimed. All of them. Come Sunday, we had about 40-something people at the show.
In 100-seater capacity type. Okay.
At a show where every ticket had been claimed.
And then 40 people show up.
Only 40
So there were 60 no-shows.
Approximately.
There were
60 no-shows, but there were 42 people on the waiting list. So when these tickets were claimed, there were people that were trying to. But we didn't. We thought we had capacity. But then those people, I don't want to lie, man. It was very heartbreaking for me.
So do you reckon? Van Vageta like Chimbimbindoga where they got greedy and people. Oh, but you did put a limit on how many tickets a person could claim.
One person could claim 2 tickets.
So like some 30 people claimed 2 tickets. Maybe do you reckon people had the hopes of selling the tickets or?
You can't sell tickets to a free show.
But if you've,
I honestly don't have an explanation.
Nah,
it's really just it's
chinchemahara. That's what it is.
It was very, very heartbreaking for me. I don't want to lie, man.
Because you could have sold those. If you had sold those, people would have showed up and filled it.
Aside from could have sold, all this fatigue that I could have spent the day sleeping.
Really?
I could have come a day early to my family.
Fair.
And not have spent the day in the airport.
Fair. Now you live and you learn. Come on.
So I said that to say with akusisina beam. Chirongwa che beam akusisina.
Supplementary school fees.
Please ask. I was like,
no more freebies.
But yeah, that's
very did the venue charge you for that extra day?
Yeah, they did because it was a hire.
Of course. That's disappointing.
I had to hire the venue for the extra day. But the propaganda tour still goes on. There's some classified activity happening in between now and then. But so 26 October, going to Dublin. Fire.
I've never been to Dublin.
We'll figure it out. So, 26 October, we're in Dublin. I think we have about 36 tickets left. People in Dublin have just been quietly doing their thing, man.
I like it.
There's no noise.
There's no
drama.
Just say
and then in November from the 9th, New York, 13th, Maryland, and 17th, Dallas. Very excited. Very excited.
Oh, on that note,
yeah.
So I've had some pleasant surprises. The other day I was playing Trevor, minding my business, looking for the dog, red tit.
Yeah.
And then I heard Trevor.
Yeah.
I look and they say, Debiaco. I was like, yeah. That made my day.
Yeah. I've been seeing from Instagram.
A random one. That was a random one.
And
and they're so lucky because on that day I wasn't even meant to be up.
They would have been crashed.
They would have been, because there's another lady now. Breaks my heart. So when I'm not on as a principal, I'm on as like S, which is like the ensemble role, which is like the
it's like
yeah. But then at the end of the show, sometimes we do bucket collections where every week we kind of raise money for a charity. Yeah. So they send one principal actor and one of them. Yeah. So now I'm out there. Now I'm out there with my bucket and And this lady comes down. When you look at someone and you just tell like that's And she's like, I'm not sure. I was like, it broke my heart. I was like, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, so
you talk to me and then
No, so the thing is really with the play that goes wrong, before you get your tickets,
please
just make sure that he is on that day.
Holler me.
Yeah.
And speaking of on that day, 29th of October to 3rd of November.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna make an effort to really 29 October, 3 November.
You're on every day.
If you're free, one of the guys.
So you remember that plan that we had where we said would we go to the theater as Black and Forth gang? Let's figure it out then. Let's figure it out for that weekend.
You got the dates.
You know? So that's the window. Tell them the dates again.
29 October.
Yeah.
To 3 November.
Let's agree on a date in between those dates where we go as gang.
I'm up as Trevor this week, but then I want you to come on a nice, like a Max or a Robert or a Dennis type things. But
okay, so let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Where do we begin?
Sir!
My goodness. Where we really want to go, this DissTrack, man.
The DissTrack Nyoro.
Do you know what?
Soft as.
Do you know what? Panetsumo inotaurwa nevakuru inonzi imbwa nyoro.
Hey,
because no one could have expected this from Selmor, man. Like the way they said paguva remunhu we've tamuvatsikisa nebhazi vavigwa but takuda kususpend.
Takuda
tombstone all within 2 weeks.
That tells me that, remember when you were speaking of the whole PR training and the methodical kind of approach to things. I'm starting to believe this track had been penned, written.
No, it was just a matter of timing.
Visuals shot. Because the visuals.
What would you mean?
The visuals. And then that was already in the can, and they had a release.
Chaito editwa, color grading and
everything. I'm not on a release plan. I'm going to review my edits and say, "Now can we you see that? No, can we
online? What not? I'm going to roll out.
It was part of the rollout plan.
So if you are not in the know, this Selmor Mtukudzi versus Daisy versus Sandra. It came to a head last week, proper back and forth, but I don't know what happened first. Did the accident happen first and the DissTrack came? I
think the DissTrack came out on the same day as the accident. They were, but
at this point,
what I know is the DissTrack was recorded, shot, edited before the accident. So that's a fact. I can imagine they were chilling at home and they heard that the accident happened. They must have been like,
publish. So there's another thing as well. ZIM got into an accident with the new Fortuner.
Fortuner.
And the only thing I have to say about that accident, like I'm not one to wish anyone ill. I think that's a step too far. But I think in that same breath, there's something to be said about if something tragic like that happens to you and the overwhelming sentiment is, you have to introspect, man.
But this is the thing.
You have to introspect.
But what you need to understand is people like that, if you had the capacity to introspect, you would have introspected.
No, but let's say maybe you've ignored everything. You've been privileged, but something that could have taken you out, bro. Something that could have taken you out, and people are like,
but this is the thing, right? Hey. But this is the thing. This is the thing, right? It might actually even work the opposite. She might actually look at it as like, you see, I've been telling you these motherfuckers is bad-minded when I want this one to roya. You see, if anything, it can actually add fuel to the fire to say, I knew them bitches been trying to get me out.
Could you not feel like justified?
I don't feel like justified. You see why I never
now
fucking
like
like
victim.
You see why I never like these motherfuckers? Look what they do. They coming for my life. But you see me, yeah? Man, a bad girl. You can never get me. She's the hero in everyone is the hero in their narrative.
I remember a time when also, do you remember like the ZEC chairperson, Priscilla Chigumba? She also got into an accident.
She got into an accident.
People were like,
people hitting the griddy.
And I just thought,
hey, people were. But you see, again, like when people move like that at your misfortunes,
you have.
But human nature says this. Unotopuna accident momoka. Which remember Master H.
And Jess is like,
don't drag me into this.
That's more of a.
In their narrative, haters trying to many men.
Many.
Blood. Do you reckon Wicknell's gonna slap her with another one?
I'm actually very curious to see how that
I think he might, to prove a point. I think to prove a point, he's gonna have to just drop another.
Hey, but you wanna Zim yako yoti moto yapiwa mahare yango sinotarisira wotutwa. Nah, you gotta have a conversation with someone.
In the midst of Nangrigini,
bro,
you gotta have to look at Tuge and be like, yo, my nigga, you just letting this run?
What are you doing up there?
Help me. Okay, cool.
Bro, because again, another thing is, must such a piece like that on your name. Driver, chill up a day. Relax.
Because people are gunning for blood.
Which brings me to something that is actually making me very emotional, bro. There's people that stole $4 million US.
They scot-free.
That's disappeared. $4 million US. And it was the slowest robbery that I've ever seen.
What happened with that 4 million back? I never really.
So, according to the video evidence,
yeah.
You know, banks, they do my cash deposit or my cash transfer, what.
Okay.
So I think right around my time in these people had been probably scouting and scoping this
cash in transit.
Type. Oh. Just as it was being loaded onto the bank.
Key moment.
So they blocked the car.
Property thing.
Mascat Machena, bro.
Hey,
I'm talking 3 p.m.
What in the Joburg is going on here?
The police Blawayo Central is like 2 blocks away. That's how audacious this whole thing is. Apparently, one of the guys that come to Robbery, I don't think like how pakona pen in green building pen but sweets. I got my babri gum.
Let's be in the jig. Yay.
And they disappeared, bro. And now this whole incident is now putting to task that whole, how people are like, oh, see, I didn't Turashanga. How am I putting Zimbabwe active if they really want? And it's like, to be honest, I honestly believe like 4 million. There's no way they make it to Sunday.
Listen, I honestly believe that if they needed to and had to be caught, they would.
The reason why this worries me is because it sets a very bad precedent.
Fair.
If they get away with it. Because it's open season.
Oh, because now because all the Zimbabwean Donnies who've been up to these robberies in the SA, they're gonna look at ZIM and think your armed response thing ain't like that.
New market. And the brazenness of doing it Mascati Machina. Mascati Machina, 3 p.m, bro. Van Machifambam streets, what is this? What are we doing here?
Nah, that's never been us.
That's never, bro. Safe, dead of the night. People suspect Pakashans Wamshonga.
That's why it is now
Muka and things. The question is Mascat Machina. Because now we suspect.
Never.
Again, the information that is coming out is that there was a list of suspects, and there's a list of suspects that was released. There's names on that list of suspects that the police last year in another case of robbery said these people had been shot dead. There's at least 2 people on that same suspect on this new one that the police last year came and said, oh,
because there was an armed robbery where there was a shootout in the
indications some of the what were shot dead. So what do you mean these people are? I hope this was a case. It's
mistaken identity.
Not even mistaken identity. I hope somebody's just trying to be naughty and it's not official police communication.
Fair.
Because now we're going to be asking questions. What is there? Somebody doing inside job things? Somebody who was planted a dead body to throw off the scent.
But it's way too elaborate.
And another thing also that's worrying me, bro, is 4 million is a lot of money.
$4 million is a spec.
I thought, do you remember? And this is, if there's that robbery alone is an indicator year level, inflation in Zimbabwe. That alone, because I remember a time when about 20,000.
Now they're going.
Because what do you mean with 4 million wasn't enough?
4 million,
bro. I swear, per Italian job,
what were they trying to get on the
12 million worth of gold?
And they used to get Mini Coopers.
I think one was 6.
Like tech, software, all of that.
Ocean's 11, I think the first one they were trying to steal 20 million. So what?
But it's like at least 11.
But 11.
With the tech, with the expenditure to pull off the thing had to be at least $1 million. Because those are expensive gadgets.
Do you see what I'm saying? So what do you mean kuti pazima barubiwa 4 million munhu washaingwa 4 meter?
Nah, that's not. They're gonna show up.
I need it to happen. I need those men to be made an example.
We're gonna hear of them. We are going to hear of them very soon.
I need those men to be made an example.
We will 100%. I for one am confident that they will get caught. Maybe if they were like black market money changes, or something of that sort, somewhere where the higher ups really stand to have a hand in it, I can understand. But if it's like just
one of vakuita majokes uti landlord akauya achidani mari yangu yerent muona pa 4 million muona pa 4 million yakatorwa kuiko benki ndo pamba ane mari yangu
ndo mari yangu anga iri bank iro. Someone was saying now ukaenda kubawa ukatoni keep the change ona kutotoni
uyakati mbunzwa. But
obviously, let me holler at you.
With the way the whole world, I think there is a topic that people have wanted us to get into, but we haven't had an opportunity to get into. I mean, even more importance was put onto this topic, having seen the events of the last few days. Obviously, not many people would be familiar with this individual because it's mostly a UK personality.
Yeah.
But news came out.
Oh, they've gone world. They're on a global.
Yeah, but I think within a certain demographic, though.
Okay, maybe as far as our followers,
our followers,
our
and So it's one of those TikTok generation.
TikTok, YouTube,
but UK personality artist, young Philly,
top of the game. When it comes to
friends with Chunks. Philly does music, YouTube,
Pinheiro,
football, all these guys.
They are in the prime of their
peak
stupid bag.
When you think of those black YouTubers in America, your
MK, your Kai Senates,
exactly. Kai sent us your Drewskis.
Your Drewskis, your fucking Speed.
Those are the UK equivalent of those guys. So he was on, I don't know what he was doing in Australia.
Yeah, I think
there was probably some shows and whatever, but news came out late last week that he had been arrested on
4 counts of rape.
4 counts of non-consensual penetration. The phrasing was very specific and very.
That's weird. How you know it's not a he say she say.
So it's like obviously the reaction, because these are people that are in the.
In terms of Gen Z, these are the guys.
These are the guys.
We don't even know the extent of how they are the guys. But even in South Africa, they're massive. They're massive.
We know the extent because of just like the things that they indulge in. Like these are people that are top of the range cars that live in $5 million houses.
Yeah. They're getting like Chunks was talking about how he got offered $800,000 to do a gambling advert,
and then he spoke about getting a deal for $2 million for music for something
for a single deal
down,
like
which he had to turn down.
Stupid money that we can't even fathom. So now, interestingly, in light of that, there's first there was like a message that circulated, which was like a thread of. Which is like a thread of a Snapchat conversation. In this conversation, the writer was purporting that the girl in question, at this point, the name hadn't been released, and they're like, she's an OnlyFans content creator, she's done this before type of thing. But it sounded like just like a quack fringe type of like counter type of thing.
She's done this as an accused people.
Yeah. Because the girl in question is an OnlyFans creator. I'm not saying that to discredit her, to say that but I'm just saying because originally the details were kind of kept hush sensitive. Yeah. But as days have passed on, has been revealed. And there's another content creator, Australian girl, I think she's also an OnlyFans model, who's they now come out. I don't know the credibility. I'm just saying this is what's coming out in terms of updating people who aren't privy. She's come out and then she says, apparently the girl's name.
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to seem like we're piling on.
So she's apparently her friend asked her, shall I get you a cab? And then she says, nah, allow me. I'm having a boot. And basically everything in the build up to that. Apparently, this is coming from another girl who apparently knows said girl, who apparently knows that she moves a bit. I don't know. I don't know what implications this is going to have for the case now that this stuff is now out in the open.
But what are the implications that she like? What are the implications?
Well, they're saying that there's evidence of her having texted a friend that no, I don't want a cab, I don't want to come home, I'm good.
Okay,
and B, that said friend has also come out and said that she's done this before to someone
with the intention of what? Is it for a payday? Is it for what?
Honestly, that's where I get,
because that's where it gets.
That's where it gets tricky for me. Like, why it's not like I want to settle out of court, because this has been prosecution. This prosecution is coming from the state. That's what
I was about to say. If you want a payday, then
settle out of court.
We might have not heard
make it a civil.
Not even civil. It's just one. If you don't, I will do this. We might have. So I don't understand the angle.
And for a charge to come for something for what he's being charged for, they don't really bring a charge like that unless they have some sort of sound.
100,000 bail. 100,000. But the thing that I really wanted to speak about, man, is how some of these failings, I feel like we fail ourselves as men. Because regardless of what might have happened, regardless of whether people are making this up, whether you've been framed, whether you've been what is undeniable is that you were in that situation. Otherwise, there wouldn't be anything to frame to begin with. Right? Like,
you're right.
There's no way somebody's going to frame me.
You're right. You are absolutely right. But if you just make it your business and then I go to my show, I do my performance, I go hi, take pictures, kiss babies, fuck off.
You're not in that situation.
You're not catching me in an after party. You're not catching me in a hande kwakati.
Why are you putting yourself in a position where something like that can be taken out of context? Fair and fine, you're a single guy. Mm-hmm. But why? You're a single guy, reasonably attractive. Why are you not getting into conversations where it's like consent is at the forefront? We're in a public setting. Muripa restaurant, as a matter of fact, Australia,
but look, right.
Ndozvinoita kuti vanhu panoenda kudubai paya vozobatwa vachismoka motenga kushamisika.
Do you get what
I mean? Because here's the thing.
That's one thing you never catch me doing.
Because here's the implication. That man makes his money, innocent or not, right? His case is down the road. I think Kunana November or something like that. He can't leave Australia. That means he is not working until whatever.
And he's getting dropped left, right, and
he's getting dropped left, right, and center. He cannot speak about this on social media, so he cannot make his case or whatever. That podcast with Chunks and Philly, gone. Right?
His boys can't even.
Whatever.
His boys can't even. His boys can't even weigh in on the issue because they are also now shook that the minute people say, you're siding with them, my endorsements are going.
And all that for what? All that because you wanted to come back, Australia no tapira boys.
Okay, so let me make an argument. Semunu I'm as a frist. A former frist. Right. You get to these joints. You're the guy.
Yeah.
This is wild take.
Yeah.
Wild one. You see, when you get to these points of familiarity with people and shooting a shot and what.
Yeah.
I think you just get to a point where if you're a single guy and you get to a show and sometimes you get to a show, you're on a high, you know, maybe the sexual discipline isn't strong within you yet. Maybe you're enjoying the throws and whatnot. Just get an escort.
No,
honestly,
no,
David.
I
get in.
I can't even say I hear it. But what I want to say is, I would almost argue, Kuti, isn't it?
Because you know what you're getting.
But
no, because what an escort is not about to do is say
I'm not about to
do is say that I changed my mind.
No, I'm not arguing for what an escort can do. I'm arguing for what can happen when you are not within. Because sexual discipline, how I would see it, is one, regardless of the circumstances, you get in that scenario. If you're not doing something, you're not doing it.
Fair.
If regardless of it, like you were saying, if I get in that party, if I tell you, Guti, I'm not down. Regardless of where, but it's a slippery slope, I think. If you say, Guti, you know what, if I'm in that scenario, my backup solution or my solution to that is I'll get an escort, right? Because you get in a scenario where it's like, maybe an escort in that scenario, they're not available. Then you start rounding off. Like, all right. It's good. Apana Uber, ndaguita boat.
Hey, no, what I would say is, what's even more suspicious is the girl who's saying, I want to go to the hotel with you. I want to, that.
And that's what I'm saying, Kuti, with discipline. The thing that we should be encouraging is wangu. Chitongo va, like if you're going to a party, ngakuenda to a party which is what, ndukenda unona ningi, ndafambira ningi.
Fair.
Kana kuti either ndaenda na ningi, kana ndinosangana na ningi.
But here's the thing.
Asi munhu wandu, because really and truly in this day and age, what we are learning, right, is people have different interpretations and intentions, right? So you can't judge my intentions and munhu. You could feel on a vibe, but drinks are involved. Let's not do that. Maybe on that day, let's exchange number. And let's exchange number. Tozoita pick up nigiritaita vibe check ta nigiri. Kwete zvekuti anzi tatosangana ipapa takuda kutoita nigiri. I wouldn't encourage that, because I think what's putting all these people in these positions is that lack of sexual discipline where anything goes. In that same ningrinete, how can you be so cavalier with your career? Because you are speaking, like there's times where those guys would share where they've come from. Cancel floods, all these ningrin. You're in a position where you're buying your mom a house, you're buying houses for your family. You can walk into a Mercedes dealership and buy a G-Wagon, baby, wrap it. What? That man booked a private jet for his family to go on holiday. Why are you throwing all this away because you wanted to get some ass? Because you cannot tell me, you cannot convince me kuti waspakwa zvekudaro. Waspakwa akuna munhu akanaka zvekudaro, bro. Enough to throw your life away. Hakuna, maybe I'm naive. But maybe I have never experienced that level of fame.
It's interesting you pose these questions. Right. But I think over time, I've never hit them heights of notoriety. And so this is just me speculating.
God forbid.
When you're a single guy, and when you were a single guy before my baby would show our love like that, and you know the rigmarole you had to go through to get some ass, and you're at this point where they are flinging it. One thing about the Mandem at that level when they're single, I'll tell you, and any man watching this would agree with me, maybe not openly. But when it comes to sex, we are water. Follow the path of least resistance. Simple. Right? Mandem, where you've come from having to jump through bare hula hoops to get some ass, now is just coming at you at the whatnot. It's like, yo, the whole night Pangorgurova show and the girls in the front row at or her phone number, room 23, or whatever, and like, and you know it's a slam dunk. She's a badina, boom. Like, you've been all over the country. This has been happening. It's automatic. You link, you go, boom, boom, boom. You get away with it, and then you get there, and then maybe you get to a point where you start to feel like, I've been moving like this all along now. I'm at this point. This is what we do. They know what they're getting into. You're in my room. What you think this is? It's a beating. Of course we're beating. And then she's like, oh no, don't. No.
Do you know? I
rough.
I think for the most, maybe it's naivety. But I on some level, I'm grateful, man. Could these things happen and they just put things into perspective?
Yeah, man.
Because you look at it like, right, those are things not to do. Because it's kind of like, things like this is kind of like people who are still getting in the drug game. You've seen enough movies to see how it ends. You've read enough newspapers to
a smart man learns from his mistakes, but an even wiser man learns from other people's mistakes.
So it's like you get in the drug game to do what? To achieve
what?
But
here's the thing with these lessons. These are lessons people have known and had since time immemorial.
That's what I'm saying.
So people, Saga, hey, you're right. You ultimately, be all and end all of this entire situation is what you so eloquently put across. Just don't put yourself in a scenario where that could happen,
bro. No one is going to accuse Munanga Karara of being.
Ain't nobody.
No one is going to accuse because wangosipo. But kana wangoto mbori in the room pakabuda guwa rekuti no because you can't say kuti no ndandiripo but handakuzozviita. It's kind of like all these people that are saying kuti no inini kubapata didi ndaizobva kuma 12 zvinhu zvaitanga kuma 3
come on.
But if my alibi is just
I wasn't there to start with, you just wasn't there to start
what happened?
But then sometimes, like I said, sometimes that is just the nature of man.
Do you know?
It's lit over there, and sometimes you want to be places that are lit.
Exactly. Do you know? I was thinking about this the other day. You know, I've always been like, I'm a big fan of music, right? And I've always been obsessed with this concept of like, we used to do it on Madrefia FM of like a block party, but to actually do it in person, right? So it would be like all my favorite hip hop guys, you know, your K Flows, your pros, your what, you get them. Maybe it's like at a nothing too big, you know, like one of those houses that is like a pool. You set up a stage, you invite maybe like 100 people, or whether you sell tickets and it's just these guys performing and it becomes like an exclusive, like, you know, block party. But the thing that I immediately thought about is that's exactly where those kind of things happen. And if that thing is called Kandoro's block party,
something happens to that person, Kandoro's block party. Now Zautan's Kandoro was shipping in my bed dinners. He's been boasting about my bed.
Yes,
he's got a syndicate. He's got my jokes.
So that idea died as quickly
as a price list. For only $9.99. You're gonna have a threesome for $9.99.
That idea died is because I was just like, you know what? If something like that, did you change it to a road? Car park somewhere very
open,
very
public.
Open. Apana kana madziro kana one.
You can't turn around and say he was
I'm the Haragardens. People do things. Can't even take that chance. But hey, man, there's a lot of, I don't know how much time we have in this place of Abelungu. But there's a lot of new music. There's a lot of new music that came out.
Holiday album. What's your thoughts on that?
I haven't listened to it. I don't know if I'll listen to it. But
I listened to it.
Yeah. Apparently, there's mixed feelings. I read an article about it. Some people are like, it's the best thing since sliced bread. People are like, this man is the GOAT. Some people are like, it sounds the same as to Ningrini. Some are like, this is more Rhumba than Ningrini. There's little rapping to it.
The Rhumba stuff I'll dispel immediately. I came across that, and the first thing as I was listening to it, I was like, no, they're talking shit. It's not largely Rhumba. It's very, very, very hip hop. There's quite a few very hip hop tracks.
Okay, and there's Saint Flow.
I haven't had a chance to listen to that properly. Have you?
Not. I skimmed through it. The big album launch over the weekend.
Massive.
And then the week before that, K Flow, favorite, dropped a new EP. I've been immersed.
I've been in that.
Fire, Gede, strong favorite.
For me.
Gede, Gede is standalone. Terror is track 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we obviously can't be playing loud music in this
type shit.
Do you know what? I have to say something about. Feel some type of way. There's a few concerts. There's been a lot of activity concert-wise in ZIM.
Oh yeah.
Shoko Festival, Jacaranda,
Boom.
Kotova
was
launch.
jam-packed.
Coming up, there's HKD Festival. I think there's Culture Fest. There's all these things. There's one thing that's been bothering me though. The stages.
Why? What about the stages?
They feel a little bit like they like these. You know what the barricades are?
Yeah. Too far from the stage.
There's too much distance between the barricades and the stage.
Yeah, no. Sometimes that throws me off. And I'm like, distance.
But I get it. Like in theory, I get it because.
As an artist, I would like to be closer to the people. I don't know about.
I think we're looking at it. I think every artist will tell you that, but I think the organizers are like, trying to make sure that the crowd management and Ningiri. But I would argue, I don't think there are as many people that are bad minded as people think they are, because in certain cases, I'm a barbed wire.
Hey, bro, barbed wire between me and my fans is gonna rub me off wrong.
Yeah, like the same floor stage was long, right? Yeah. It went into the Ningiri, but I'm like, I don't feel the Ningiri.
So that like a catwalk,
Ningiri, but there's still like maybe like a 1.5 meters in between where the fans are. I'm like, bro, you see like at Coachella, at Ningiri, like people are like
Glastonbury.
I think preemptively people are doing it to stop people from Ningiri jumping on stage.
The stage, yeah.
But I think that can be solved by
robust security, just
placing.
Yeah, but people do that all the time.
But even without security, right? I don't think there is many people that are interested on jumping on a stage, because even the mechanics of going on stage, even bro. Wangu. And also, if we introduce my penalties for people who do that,
do you get what I mean? It's just long. I've seen people off per stage na bands, and I can just imagine what the rest of your night is gonna be like.
Maybe
stages I want to read gwenya.
Mbama yekuzroda so funga mbama yembaba yemonya. Yekusanganiswa naye kusanganiswa muningirikini. But yeah, man, I've been looking at these stages and I'm like, for an artist experience, right? All those thousands of people, you want to feel them, bro.
I want to feel them. I would hate to do stand up and the people over there.
The amount of times that I've gotten into a room and have had people.
Can we have an extra row, please?
Can we
get an extra row here?
Because I don't know what you think is happening here.
I'm not doing backflips and somersaults.
Why do I need all this space?
Come on, bring them in, tuck in.
So yeah, man. Maybe there's a reason that we're not privy to as to why that happens.
Fair.
But just from a audience, I'm very excited, man. The levels of concert that are coming up in Zimbabwe, people. There was a Saint Flo. There was a whole thing. He was coming from underground.
Yeah, I saw the thing. There's a coffin come out there, dummy. I was like, what are we doing? And the pyrotechs.
I'm interested in. I hope there was an after movie that they can share
post
Chakadaro that they can share on the socials so that we get to see that featured on the Chamembe album.
I was so jealous.
Chamembe. Fuck! Chamembe Volume 3.
I was like, you assholes. I was so hurt, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had a chance to really discuss it, but I was so touched, bro. I was like, you fucking assholes. Mtukudzi, bro. Like, for real? No, they fucking... No, that pissed me off. That touched me. Okay, in all fairness, you've been championing urban grooves a lot longer than I have. You had the whole Madurofia FM, socials. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You've been for the culture.
Chamembe Volume 4.
Yeah, you've been for the culture.
Yeah.
So I'll but
Mkoma take fees, Mkoma na popota.
yeah.
And I want to be.
Yeah, Mr. Janami.
Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach.
Ah, come on, man. That you know that annoyed me because I was like, hey, man, come on.
Hey,
come on. Come.
But Chamembe Volume 3, your boy is on that opening. Do you know what I did? I was like, you know what? Because it was like, yo, can you do Ningrigan? And it was just meant to be like just random things, right?
Oh, so you went and hollered them.
Yeah. So
you went and hollered them.
No. He sent me a message when he said we were working on Ningrigan. He sent me a message and said, yo, mfano wangu chichi di Ningrigan. I was like, anytime kwa chichi. I almost didn't make it because I kept forgetting. But he was like, but what I then did was like, you know what? I don't know who's going to be on this album. And I don't know how many of these things will make it. But I'm going to do something that will be on track 1. Whatever track 1 is. So I did what was meant to be like, and it was very cheeky. Unfortunately, I ended up doing. So I didn't know for the album.
I'm stressed, bro. I saw.
There's something else that you didn't put in, which I thought was actually the best bit of the things that I sent through. Yeah, but shout out to, maybe it will make the deluxe version.
But again, then he sent them over as well. Bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not pleased. I'm not pleased.
But shout out to Mr. Janami, man.
I'm sabotaging it.
I was shooting my video for my skit out. Oh man, grew up on
snakes.
Raised on Chamembe.
I can't believe that. I really can't. You know what? Rugadzira the album Rangrima Eben Jamembe. Fuck y'all, nigga.
Do you know there's a thing that's been bothering me? There's this guy on the Delroy Shewe. Killing it right now. The guy who did the chorus and hook on Superstar. Baby Woody Superstar. Fire. Exactly. He's had a spat of.
He's been cooking. It sounds very familiar, Delroy. Yeah.
Delroy. That's what messed me up, right? Because I was then listening to some old school ZIM dancer, and there's this HKD song. There was a guy in the Delroy HKD, and he is doing ZIM dancer, but there is kind of like kakufanana and whatnot. And I'm like, is this the same Delroy who rebranded into... Because the way this Delroy is killing it, he can't be a new guy in the game.
He's been around.
Like, he's killing it in the... Like, he's had Gumpepe, he's had Fauna, he's had all these songs, like, and he's doing, like, proper R&B, vocals, Afro. I don't know what they call it, but it's
doing something.
Like, proper music, my baby. He's found his proper singing for the girl them type, and he's killing it. But the way he's killing it, I'm like, this is not his first rodeo. This man's been around.
You've been around.
So now I'm not sure whether it's the same Delroy HKD who then became Delroy Shewa. Oh no. I'm more of a ZIM dancer. If anyone has answers, please let me know, because it's been bothering me. It's been bothering me. Mr. Chiusa, do you have any
closing remarks?
Additions, subtractions?
Well, like I said, 29th of October to 3rd of November. Drop a comment in the thingamajigs.
Let's figure it out.
Let's figure it out, and then I'll get us some discounted tickets. Yeah. Like I said, tickets usually go
3rd of November is like what? It will be the Sunday.
No, yeah, it'll be the Sunday. So it'll be from Friday to Sunday was
Saka, which was the Saturday show in Mascati unongochirwa.
Yeah.
Saka, I think let's pick the Saturday show.
Okay, so Saturday, because Saturday doesn't have £25 discounted. It has £39 discounted tickets. Unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, Premier League guys,
So Sunday, do energy?
Sunday doing my £25 ticket for any other day but Saturday from
Yeah, because ideally we would want to go to the afternoon. Would want to go maybe
catch a matinee.
Like, but still.
Sunday matinee inopera from 3 till 5.
3 to 5.
Yeah.
So ndezvokuti team like lunch
one,
again, you know, link up.
Boom, boom.
Then 3 p.m. to end up show, 5 p.m. vanhu train out because it gets dark early. You know. So let's figure it out, guys.
Figure it out.
Gang.
But even if you want to do like a Thursday, Friday is Manero is lit because then we can go somewhere after.
I don't know how many people would be able to do a Thursday.
A Friday though.
Yeah.
Friday would be great for that because then Saturday.
You're thinking about single people. I'm thinking about people that would have to consider.
But people on Friday, Manero. Friday man.
Because
graft is Sunday.
Sunday is the perfect one.
Sunday family things.
You know?
Cool.
About church. Then go grain or babysitter.
And the beauty of the first Sunday is it's half term.
You know? So let's figure it out, guys, and get it done. But very exciting things coming your way. Dublin, see you on the 26th. New York, 9th of November, White Plains, Rockview Center on the 13th in Maryland, and 17th of November in Dallas, Irving Arts Center. Team Dallas, my tickets are up at Duzenekupera. Shiterwa in Maryland, New York, maybe more team the last minute. But yeah, very excited, man. But really and truly, namatram komana because fatigue.
No. This is what we prayed for, dog. This is what we wanted. Yeah. It's don't graft.
No, can you check on the movie?
Manual labor.
Manual labor.
Okay, fam. It is. Not to downplay the manualness of it.
It's been King Kandoro and Chris Brown over here. My cousins. My cousins are Anzana Munashe, Chris Breeze. Don't judge me.
Please don't judge. Nah, no. Listen, Brace. This is a performative song.
I'm looking around like, what can I steal in here?
Yeah.
Hello. I think